All right, so I just did a video on why I don't charge any extra for billboard graphic design, and that got me thinking about the 3% credit card transaction fees. A lot of people will charge a customer an additional 3% if they want to pay with a credit card because it costs the business an extra 3% if you want to pay with a Visa, and sometimes even up to 3.5 or 4% if they want to pay with American Express. So, from a straight mathematical standpoint, if it's going to cost you more to accept that convenience of a credit card from the customer, you should, hey, let the customer cover that if that's what they want to do. But, I found it's almost more of a psychological thing. Um, I think the psychological aspect of it is a lot bigger impact wise than the mathematical aspect. And a good example of that is, I was just, even yesterday, I was paying like a $300 invoice from my accountant, and I called them, said, hey, just want to take care of this. Here's a credit card. And they're like, oh, you're paying with a credit card? I said, yeah. And they're like, it's going to be extra 3% if you want to pay with a credit card. So I'm just like, really? Y'all couldn't have just built that into the bill? Y'all could have charged me 315, 325. I would have just paid it and never even blinked about it. But now, because it's 300 and then 3% on a credit card, it was at $309. So now I'm over here contemplating how I'm gonna pay for this thing because for some reason deep down inside, I'm probably not the only one, but I just don't love paying fees. So, like I said, if they would have just built that 309 and just said, hey, the total invoice is 309, I would have just paid it. Never even thought twice about it. But, so anyway, that's why I don't charge an extra fee if someone wants to pay with a credit card. I just build it into the monthly rate. Now, that's just one reason. Another reason is your churn rate. So, especially for digital billboard, like you got to really watch your churn rate. Like you don't want to get into a situation where you're churning through a lot of customers. You're going to want to make sure that the lifespan of a customer advertising on your billboard is as long as possible. And one way I found to increase that lifespan is, when you send out a contract, I attach a credit card authorization form on the bottom of the contract. So they fill out the contract, start, stop date, or, I've been doing a lot of month-to-month contracts too, just has a start date and doesn't have a stop date. Either way, they fill that out, just sign off on it, and then they fill out the credit card authorization form. It just says we have the authority to charge their card for the contracted amount each month on the first day of the month. That's actually another huge benefit. You get your money up front on the first day of the month, which helps out your cash flow. If you're only accepting paper check, or you have people that are hesitant to pay with a credit card because of the 3% fee, your accounts receivable can start to get out of hand, especially if people are taking 30, 60, 90 days to pay. All of a sudden you've got a heck of a accounts receivable going on there, and you're like, man, I don't even know if I can collect all this. So you don't want that to happen. But it's worth something to get paid all up front. And if the credit card doesn't go through, and let's say somebody signed up for 12 months, on month 8, whatever, they moved out of town or something, they said, hey, I ain't doing this business no more, so I just wanted to cancel the billboard ad. Well, they signed up for 12 months. So on month 8, if their credit card doesn't go through, then you're, as a business or a billboard advertising company, you're way better off knowing about that on the first day of the month versus sending them an invoice and they say, hey, yeah, we're going to pay with a paper check, and then that check doesn't come by the 30th. Well, the next day, let's say that's the first day that's past due, is on the beginning of the second month. Then you start reaching out to them. Well, now you're into the second month, and you got to try to find someone to, either got to hope that they're just a week or two late, and you keep them on there, or you take them down and try to find someone else to fill that spot. But either way, you're going to be an extra month, if not 2 or 3 months behind trying to fill up that spot, just because you didn't even know that they had skipped town. So it's way better off to know that at the beginning of the month versus the end of the month or midway through the second or third month. So there's a lot of different advantages for doing that, and on top of that, I just try to be, if somebody's trying to pay me money, I just try to make it as easy as possible. Just because, sometimes it's hard to collect, but try to make that easy as possible. It's not really a problem when you're small, but when you start doing a lot of volume and you start having a lot of customers, you're going to have a small percentage that don't pay, and that percentage might be 3%. So, if you can negate that problem by accepting credit cards and just paying the 3%, if you can collect all your money up front, you have a longer, or your churn rate's a lot lower, or you have everybody staying on their billboard for an extended amount of time. And on top of that, if someone is doing month to month, think about this from a psychological standpoint. If you have to sit there and write out a check and mail it every month, you're reminding yourself of, hey, this is $800 a month, $800 a month, $800 a month, or however much, and versus just having a credit card on file and the company automatically charging it. You get busy or whatever, you could go. I have people on month to month that have gone 2 years on month to month or longer. And I had a guy that he's paying $650 a month, and I said, well, if you want to sign up for a 12-month term, then I'll take $50 off. Sign a contract saying you're going to advertise for 12 months, then I'll just do $600 a month. Well, he's like, nah, I don't want to do that. I just want to do month to month. I said, all right, great, let's do month to month. $650 a month if you want to do month to month. Well, that was 2 years ago. The guy's been way the heck better off to just sign a 12-month contract, and he would have gotten, what did it say, $600 over the course of a year, but it's 2 years, so he'd have saved $1,200 if he'd signed the contract. But he wanted to do month to month. We have his credit card on file. We bill him. He charges his card at the first of each month. We get paid up front. I eat the 3%, but the 3% is coming out of the $650, so I've actually got an extra $50 built in there anyway. So, he's super low maintenance. He, great customer, but didn't want to sign up for a year, so he's been paying $650 a month for the last 2 years. But so anyway, it's just funny how that works out a lot, and that really started happening because of COVID. When COVID first hit, it was a lot harder to sell 12, 24-month terms because everybody was like, hey, what if COVID comes back around? I don't want to be locked in the contract because the next wave of COVID could come and shut everything down again. I was like, all right, well, what do y'all want to do? And they're like, we just want to do month to month. And I was like, fine, then let's do month to month. So, after COVID, I started doing a whole lot more month to month contracts, and I don't think it's a terrible thing. I try to get people to sign up for a set term, as in 12 months initially. Now, if they won't do that, then I divert back. But if somebody just wants to sign up for, let's say somebody wants to do like a 2-month contract or a 3-month contract for a digital ad, I say, hey, instead of us doing that, let's just do month to month. You can cancel it anytime you want to. If you want to cancel it at the end of the 3rd month, hey, that's fine. If you want to cancel it at the end of the 2nd month, that's fine too. But you gotta let me know when you want to cancel it. And a lot of times, we'll get they'll do 6 months or 12 months, and before they end up wanting to stop. So overall, I think it's a great way to decrease your churn rate and extend the amount of time that you have extend the lifetime of a customer on a billboard, and you don't have the hassle of someone contemplating if they want to pay the 3% or not. Now I realize it's a significant amount, and I don't love paying that either, but I think the pros outweigh the cons in my specific situation. So Anyway, hope that helps.